So hello and welcome to another HTML5 animated banner tutorial, and before we will start, as always, I will show you what we are going to be doing today. So right now I am on the site freepik, and I am going to provide you a link in the description so you can download this. And as always, I am going to provide you my Illustrator file that I am going to create right now in case that this won't be free in the future, or in case that you are going to have a hard time working in the Illustrator, or if you want to skip the Illustrator part. So right now I will just click download and I will go with the free download, but keep in mind that you will have to attribute the author. So right now what I'm going to do is I will go to the place where I saved this, and I am going to have a zip file which I am going to right click and I will choose extract here. This will give me some files, and I'm going to double click on the AI file or on the EPS file, but I will go with this AI file, and this is going to open me this in Adobe Illustrator. Maybe I'm going to have some kind of warning that there are missing fonts. Like so, but I'm not going to be bothered about it because we are not going to be using those fonts. So I'm just going to hit close. Now what I want to do is I want to create new canvas. So I'm going to click Ctrl N, or you can go with File and New. And right now I will go maybe with 800 by 800. If you want this to work in Google Ads, for example, 800 by 800 is not going to be working. You can go with maybe 300 by 600, but I will go with this size. But later on I will show you anyway how you could export this to the Google Ads. Now what I'm going to do is I will zoom in a little bit, and it doesn't matter if I will go with this one or this one, but basically I will click and I will try to move it, but it is all grouped together. So what I need to do is right click and choose ungroup, or Ctrl-Shift-G, and right now if I click, the balloons are going to be separated and the rest of the parts are going to be separated. So what I will do is I will get the balloons and I'm going to position them like so to my new canvas, and they are going to be grouped together. So I will right click and I'm going to choose ungroup one more time, and right now we are going to have the left side separated and the right side separated, and I will get rid of this one because I do not want to have a duplication of them, and I will have to one more time right click and choose ungroup, and right now I should have them one by one, and I will get rid of this one because we already have the purple one. So we are going to have like 5 balloons like so. Now what I'm going to do is I will get some of the other things. So maybe I will get this one like so, and I'm going to position it maybe like this, and I will have to scale this. I am holding shift to stay proportional like so, and I will go back in here and I'm going to get this one, and I'm going to position this like so. Right now, if I want, I can go ahead and get these little particles. It's not necessary, we are not going to be animating them in this tutorial, we are going to animate them in next tutorial, but I can go ahead and get them. Maybe I will have them, maybe I will get rid of them in the Adobe Animate. I will see how it is going to look. Now if I will go back in here and I will check if I don't want to get anything else, but I don't. So I will go back in here, and in the layer 1 in here, if I'm going to open this with this little arrow, I'm going to have some layers, and 5 of them are going to be these balloons, and one of them is going to be this, one of them is going to be this, and one of them is going to be these particles. So basically we have 8 layers, but right now I will have to get them to the separated layers because they are all in layer 1, and what I'm going to do is I will click on the layer 1 on these 3 lines, and I'm going to choose release to layers like so, and now they are still going to be in layer 1, but right now after doing that I will be able to select them like so and drag them outside. You can drag them in here or you can drag them in here like so, but basically you need to drag them outside of the layer 1. So I will leave my mouse and I'm going to have something like this. So right now I will have 9 layers. Layer 1 is going to be empty because we get everything from the layer 1, so I will be able to delete it like so. So right now I'm going to save this, and I'm going to provide you this Illustrator file in the description as I said. And I will see you in Adobe Animate in few seconds. So right now I am in the Adobe Animate and I will go with 800 by 800. I want to have frame rate as it is and I want to have HTML5 canvas. So I will just hit create. And now what I want to do is I want to drag my Illustrator file that I just created to the Adobe Animate. So I will go to the place where I have saved this. It should be in here. And I am going to only drag it like so. This is going to give me some kind of options. And just make sure that you have all of the layers selected, but they are. So I am just going to click import. And we are going to have something like this. And we are going to have one warning that the blend mode layer is not supported in HTML5 canvas, and it is going to be converted to the blend mode normal. Sometimes this can completely mess the artwork, but sometimes you won't even notice. I will click anywhere. I will go to the properties and I will just change the color of my background to maybe something that was in the Illustrator. So I am going to choose maybe something like this. I don't know. You can go with anything. Now what I want to do is I am going to maybe rename my layers. So basically I am going to type to be this B1. And this is going to be B2, like balloon number 2. This is going to be B3. This is going to be B4. And this is going to be B5. I don't need to name them based on colors because I'm not going to do something like that. And I am not going to name this one. I will know that these three layers are not balloons. So what I want to do right now is maybe for a while I'm going to hide this like so. So I'm going to stay only with the balloons and I will convert them to the symbol, because if you want to animate something in Adobe Animate it has to be symbol. So I will click on one of the balloons and I will go to the modify and I will choose convert to symbol or F8, and you can name this. I am not going to name this, so symbol 1 is fine for me, and I want to have this as a movie clip. So I will just click OK, and I will have to do the same thing for all of them. So F8 symbol 2, this one F8 symbol 3, and this one F8 symbol 4, and the last one F8 symbol 5. Now what I want to do is I will go ahead first and I will save my animate file. So I'm going to hit Ctrl S and I will go to the place where I want to save this. So it is going to be in here. I will create my folder, animate, and I will go inside and I can call this to be balloons, and I will show you one thing. So I will hit save, and right now if I go in here where I save this to my folder, I am going to have my animate file and one recover animate file. But as soon as I will hit Ctrl Enter to see this in the browser, so far we don't have any animation, but this is going to open me this in the browser. As soon as I do something like this, this is going to automatically export me my HTML, JavaScript, and images files. So just for your information. Now what I want to do is I will go ahead and extend the timeline for everything. So I will go maybe to frame 200, like so. And I will click on one of the frames. With Shift I am going to select it like so, and I will click F5. And just for your information, even though that in here this is these three layers are hidden, if I hit Ctrl Enter they are going to be visible. But yeah, so there are settings in publish settings to make to change this. But what I want to do right now is position the balloons maybe in here like so. And if you don't see your balloons outside of the stage, there is this. I will position the balloon in here. There is this icon, clip content outside of the stage, and if this is checked, you won't be able to see anything that is outside of the stage. So I'm going to position them like so, all of them. And I am going to create a new keyframe. So I will go maybe to frame, I don't know, 70 something or like this. And for the balloons, so these 5 layers, I am going to click F6, or I can go with right click and insert keyframe. And on this keyframe right now, I am going to with Shift and arrows position all of them like so. And I will, with the space and mouse, move me like so, and I'm going to continue like this. And right now I will select this like so. I will right click and I'm going to choose create classic twin. So right now we are going to have this kind of animation. I will hit Ctrl Enter and I will see how this looks. And I think that the speed of them is fine, so I'm going to get with this like so. Now, if you want, we have some kind of options to don't go up linear. You can go ahead and maybe position this to the right, like so, or to the left, depending if you have some kind of wind or something like that. Or maybe what you can do is go maybe in here and click on the balloon and move it a little bit like so. It is going to automatically create a keyframe, and basically this means that this orange one will go a little bit in here and then it will go back. And I can do the same thing for maybe the yellow, so I'm going to position it like this, and I can go with blue and position it like this. If you don't have a problem with a straight line, you do not need to do something like this, but I will just create some kind of variation like so. So something like this. I will hit Ctrl Enter and we are going to have something like this. Right now it is a little bit strange that they are all moving in the different direction, but I'm not going to be worried about it. So let me see one more time. And yeah. So now what I want to do is, or if I want it, I can go ahead and select this like so. I will click on this keyframe, and with the shift I will click on this keyframe. And right now I am going to have, if I go to the end, this kind of arrow, and I can extend this like so. And this is going to extend me all of the animation, and I can go ahead and click Ctrl Enter, and right now they are going to be animating more slowly. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate all of these layers. So I will click on the B1 with shift on B5. I will right click and I'm going to choose duplicate layers. It is in here like so. And right now we are going to have this duplication, and I'm going to select it like so, and I'm going to maybe position it like this. So we are going to have like something like this, and then we are going to have something like this. One of the things that I'm going to do, and maybe I will go back a couple of times before I will duplicate it, is I'm going to offset this a little bit. So I'm going to select 4 of the layers and I'm going to position them like so. Then I'm going to select 3 of the layers and I'm going to position it like this. And I will do this 2 more times, so like so, and the last one. And basically right now my balloons won't be animating at the same time. So we are going to have them one and something like this. And if you want, you can create a different speed for them. This depends on you. But right now, once I have something like this, I am going to select them. I will right click and I'm going to choose duplicate layers. And now I can go ahead and position them like so maybe. If you want right now, because right now this duplication, what is going to happen, then we are going to have it like orange is here, yellow is here, the blue is here, and the duplication is going to be the same. Orange is here, yellow is here, blue is here. And once we have these keyframes, it is a little bit harder to position it, all of the keyframes to the other position. But what you can do, there is this possibility or this option, edit multiple frames. And I'm going to click it. This is going to give me an option to create a range. I'm going to go with 0 until the maybe here. But basically this range needs the keyframes that you want to move needs to be in this range. So I will click on the B1, and B1 starts in here. So I could have my range from here, from here, from here. It doesn't matter. Basically, this keyframe needs to be in the range. I hope that it makes sense. But once I will do it one more time. I will click on this edit multiple keyframes. Then I will click on my layer, and I'm going to position this to the right. And I will click on the B2, and I'm going to position this maybe in here. I will click on B3, and I'm going to position this like so. I will click on the B4, and I will position it maybe like so, and B5, and I can position it in here, or something like this. And then I'm going to unclick this edit multiple keyframes, and we are going to have them right now. You can see that the initial animation have orange here and yellow here, but the second is going to have orange here, yellow here. And right now it is like the same, that the yellow is first and orange is the second. And if you want, you can go ahead and offset it. I can click in here on one of the layers. I can click on this one. This should be the yellow one, and I can go ahead and select these keyframes, all of them, if I want, like so. And I can go ahead and position them like so or like so. This depends on you. I'm not going to be bothered about it. So I will hit Ctrl Enter, and we will see what we are going to have. So we have something like this, and then we are going to have something like this. Okay, this is fine. But what we can do now, if we want, we can go ahead and duplicate it one more time. So I'm going to select all of them. I will right click, and I'm going to choose duplicate the layers. And maybe right now I am going to position it only. I will click on this one. I will move like so, and click in here. And I'm going to position it maybe like so. And right now I will hit Ctrl Enter, and let me see what we are going to have. So right now we are going to have this maybe like so. And yeah, if you want, you can duplicate this as much as you want. So I can go ahead to the Adobe Animate and make one more duplication. Right now we are going to have too much of the layers, but yeah, we will see. So I'm going to choose duplicate the layers, and I will try to move this like so. But I can't, so I will have to select it. I will click on this keyframe. With Shift, I will click on this keyframe, and I will go ahead and position them like so, maybe. And I will also select this one, because I didn't select it at the beginning, and I will maybe put it like so. I will hit Ctrl Enter, and right now we are going to have even more balloons. So we are going to have something like this. And yeah, now what we need to do is I will go back to the Adobe Animate, and we have right now some kind of strange things in here, because everything ends differently. So I will go to these 3 layers that we have at the top, because those are I will show them. Those are these things, these particles, and these, I don't even know how to call them, but I'm going to extend the timeline for them. So I will go in here, and I'm going to select it like so, and I will click F5, or you can right click and choose insert frame. So we are going to have something like this, and if the rest of this is not going to, I don't need to extend this in here. I could go ahead and extend it like so with F5, but it's not necessary, because all of the balloons has disappeared. But I can go ahead to have the timeline which looks better. I can have something like this. And if for any reason you are going to have, let me do it like so, I will do something like this, F5. If for any reason you are going to have frames like so, and you don't want to have them, you can select them like this. You can right click, and you can choose remove frames, or the shortcut is Shift F5, and it is going to get rid of them like this. So yeah, I will hit Ctrl Enter, and I will see what we are going to have. So we are going to have at the beginning less of them, and then we are going to have more and more of them like so. So yeah, now one of the things is that if right now we have our balloons behind all of the stuff. But if I want, what I can do is I can get these 3 layers, and I can position them at the bottom like so. I will put it in here, and then this B1 I am going to position over them. So right now, basically, if the balloons are going to be on this, they are going to be more visible, because yeah. So yeah, this is it. Right now I will show you how you can stop this animation and how you can export this, or how could you export this to Google Ads. This is not going to be working in Google Ads because of the size of the 800 by 800, but anyway, I am going to show you. So first of all, I want to show you how you can stop the animation. So I'm going to create a new, I will click on this top layer, and I will click this plus to create new layer, and I am going to rename this layer. So I will call this layer to be code, and I will right click on this code, and I'm going to choose actions, and I will and right now I'm going to type code, and this is going to be very simple. So this dot stop, and then parentheses and semicolon, like so. So this dot stop, parentheses, semicolon. This is optional in the JavaScript, so you do not need to have it, but it's a good practice. And right now with these two arrows, I'm going to close this, and this is going to give me a little A in here. I hope that you can see it. It stands for actions. It's from the past. It was ActionScript. Now it's JavaScript, but even right now I'm going to click Ctrl Enter. Nothing is going to happen because this A is going to stop the animation right at the beginning. So I'm going to position it like so, maybe up to here, like this, and basically right now this means that this animation is going to play once and then it is going to stop. I'm not going to wait right now to stop it, but yeah, if you want to loop your timeline a few times and then stop it, I'm going to provide you a link in the description, and there is this website, and maybe I'm going to also provide you a Word file with this code, and maybe I will put this code to the description. But basically there is this code, and I am going to copy this, Ctrl C, and I will go back to the Adobe Animate, and I will go to my code. So I will right click and choose actions, or F9, and I will get rid of this, and I'm going to paste this, and basically let me. Okay, I didn't want to go with this code, but I wanted to go with this one. So I will copy this. This is like the very similar way, but in here I am not really sure. So I will rather go with this one. So I will hit Ctrl C, and I will go in here F9, and I am going to change this. So I will get rid of this, and I will hit Ctrl V. And basically in here, this number means how many times we are going to loop the timeline. So if I am going to put number 2, this means that this is going to loop the timeline 2 times, and then it is going to stop. If I am going to put number 4, it is going to loop the timeline 4 times. And the code, this code, it works the same way, but right now maybe if I have in here 3, it means that it is going to loop 2 times or 4 times. I'm not really sure right now because there is no this equal sign. But yeah, you can go with this one, and I'm going to provide you this. So right now we have put it like so, and I will right now show you how you can export this. So I will go to the place where I have saved this, and I have this animate file and this JavaScript, HTML, and some kind of images. I already explained you why there is like something like this. So I am going to get rid of them right now. I will stay only with the animate file, or animate files, and I will go to the file, I will go to the publish settings, I will go to this icon, and I will go to the place where I want to save this. I have this in here. I will go like so to the animate folder, and here is my animate file. We cannot see it, but it is in there, and I'm going to create a new folder which I'm going to call index, and I will go inside of that index, and I'm going to call this one to be index. It probably won't, it's not necessary to call this index, but I'm so used to call this index. I will hit save, and I'm going to hit OK, and I will hit file, and I will hit publish. And right now I will go in here, and I'm going to have this index folder, and I'm going to have prepiks in here. There is one additional thing that we need to do. Go to the publish settings, go to the HTML.js, and check this or uncheck these hosted libraries, and I will click OK, and I will hit file and publish, and basically it is going to give one additional folder, these libraries, and it's something that is necessary. And in these images, if I'm going to open this, I'm going to have something like this, or one PNG that contains all of the stuff. And basically, if I go to the file and publish settings, there is this export image assets, and there is like texture, sprite sheet, and image assets. Maybe one day I will make a tutorial about this, but for now I will go with texture. This maybe sometimes depends if you are working with vectors or if you are working with photos. But yeah, I will click OK, and I can publish it one more time to make sure that I have it published correctly. And right now what I need to do is I will go to this website. I'm going to one more time provide you a link in the description, but there is this one line of the code that we need to add to our HTML file if we want this to work in Google Ads. If you have this to the other place, you do not need to put this code, but I remember that also Google that AdRoll, which is other platform, also required this code. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose open with brackets. You can open this with any text editor, Notepad, Sublime Text, Atom. They are usually all of them free to download, but I am going to go with brackets. But basically you need to have something which will which will allow you to open the code. And I am going to have something like HTML, then head, then some meta information, and then other meta information. And after this one, I'm going to click enter, and I'm going to position it like so. I'm going to paste it, and I will have to change this to the size of my banner. So I would write 800 by 800. But as I said you at the beginning, this size is not supported in Google Ads, but I didn't want to go with like 300 by 250 or something like that, but yeah. And you can have the space in here, it doesn't matter, but it's good to don't have it like so. And right now I would save this, and I would close this, and I would right click in here, and I would choose send to, and the zip file, and this is going to give me a zip file like so, and this needs to be smaller than 150 kilobytes, and it is. If for any reason you are going to have this bigger, one of the things that you can do is go to this index and go to these images, and there is this PNG that have like 66 kilobytes, and there is this website tiny PNG, and I don't know if you know this website, but this is going to make your PNG or even JPEGs smaller without losing the quality. So I could go ahead and put it like so, and this is going to compress me this, and it has compressed me 18%, so from 68 to 55, and the PNG would be almost the same. So this is something that we have been using a lot when we wanted to do something like this. So yeah, this is it. I will create another similar tutorial when I'm going to let the balloons explode a little bit, and I'm going to use this particle for that one, so you can go ahead and watch it. It will be in few days in here. But yeah, if you like this video, hit a like, maybe consider to subscribe, and if you have watched until the end, let me know in the comments. I like to know if someone have watched all of the video. And yeah, thank you very much for your time. I hope that you have learned something, and maybe I will see you in some other tutorial. Thank you. Goodbye.